Hey everyone, it's Lainey. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today's video, I'm creating my very first Halloween card for the season and I am super excited. So if you are too, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. The thumbs up really helped my channel a great deal, so I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so you don't miss out on future content because we've got a busy season ahead of us. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and start building the Halloween card. I know you're gonna love it. It's super cute and it dances too, so that just makes it a little better. All right, let's craft. All right, guys, look at this. It is spooky time. I'm gonna be using one of these patterns for the card. This is a recent purchase from scrapbook.com, and this is the A2 size. And I like this because I typically don't need a larger size than an A2 size, and it's easier to store because it's smaller too. But really nice. Hey, look at this one. The candy corns and the little plaid. And then this one's cute with the happy Halloween and the bats. All right, so we're gonna be using this, and for our character, Spellbinders, a dancing mummy, as you can see there. And I found this on Amazon. It was on sale, so if it's still available, which I believe it is, I will provide that link. But for now, we need to do some die cutting. But just be sure to check the description box. Okay, I am going to use 110-pound cardstock just because I'm going to elevate the character and then have his legs swing. I just want those legs and his body to be durable. Let's think here. Two different things. We've got the body and the legs, and then we have the mummy wrappings over here. So for the mummy, I want a color, and for the deceased character, I want it to be kind of like a dingy color. I don't know how else to explain it, but you'll see in a second. So I'm going to use Concord and 9's ink today in Dove. And just gonna get a little on my brush there, tap on my mat, and I'm just gonna use this upper region of the paper, and I'm gonna come in really light. I just need enough to, you know, cut his body out. Okay, so doesn't matter how it looks. It's very blotchy. It's got some lighter areas and some darker areas. That's what I want because I don't want it all gray or all stark white. So the head is going to be showing the most. So I think I want it cut out in this position. It's got a little darkness in there and then some lighter areas. So I'm going to position him like this and then just tape him down with some washi tape. And then for his legs, do the same thing. And then I'll run this through my Platinum 6. And we'll see how this looks. And if I like it, then we'll move on to the dressings or whatever these things are called. I think they're called dressings. You go ahead and... There is a spider on my desk. Oh no! And it's scary! Woo! You see that? I feel like it's gonna jump at me. No, 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 no. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm gonna keep in this video as of right now, but there was just a spider on my desk. I might show it, I might not. I'm kind of squealing. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but holy bananas. That one kind of freaked me out. It's just, yeah, we won't have to get into it, but he was a scary spider, even though he was small. So running this through, and let's see how he looks. Okay, so this is the body and the legs. I think that it looks perfect. And for a closer look, if the camera's picking that up, it's just light. I do want to mention that this is also a great technique if you don't have the coordinating cardstock that you want for whatever project you're working with. You can always use your inks or any kind of medium that you have to kind of create the color that you're missing. So keep that in your back pocket And for the second portion, the wrappings, I brought in Carnation. I've not used this color yet, so I am not certain that this is going to be the color that I want, but I'm going to work on the other half. And same thing, kind of coming in light. Some areas will be darker than others. This is very light here, but I'm going to utilize this entire section. This is a very pretty color. I'm glad that I ended up pulling this because I was originally thinking like maybe ballet slipper, something light. But I think that this is going to work out nice. And I wanted these little darker sections there for just darker areas in the wrappings or on the wrappings. So this is part of the head, the turban. This is the body. So I want to lay him like this. And all I'm doing is just looking at the colors of the ink and kind of seeing, you know, how I want my piece to look, and then just positioning them in the way that I think will fit best. So this one up here, it kind of goes into a little bit of the white and maybe a touch of gray. So I think I want to utilize those kind of three colors there. Okay. And now these pieces. All right, so these are the pieces. And I'm just going to stick my dies on the Spellbinders magnet for right now. Okay, so now it is time to start piecing this together. And I just have this setting right here in front of me, so I can use this as a reference so I can piece these together the right way. And let me think. I do want this one to be dancing, but I think it will be best if I kind of just lay them like that for right now and have them detached in case I need to move things around. And let me get my tweezers as well. Sometimes these larger pieces are too heavy for my wax tool to pick up. Okay, so this part is just right above his eyes. So let's start with that piece. I'm going to use my Barely Art liquid glue. And whatever doesn't touch the paper will obviously just dry. Okay. And we will cut out the eyes and the little cheeks once we get the mummy all together. Okay, so the next piece is this piece here, and that's just an added layer on top of the head portion. Just adding a little dimension there. Really nice touch from Spellbinders. Okay, so for the next part, it looks like the mouth and part of the body, it looks like the body is kind of nestled a little underneath the chin part of the wrapping. So I'm going to be attentive of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit and put on some music while I finish working on this cute little guy. All right, how cute is he? So now we can prop it up. And what I'm going to use for the mobility aspect, I'm going to turn these pieces over here, and I'm going to use pop dots. And these specifically are from Dollar Tree. And I like these because there's not much dimension. If you can see how thick these are here, There's a better view. These are quite thick, and this is like maybe half of that thick. So let's line up. Let me hold this so I can make sure that I'm placing the body in the correct spot here. And that's just because I wanted some of the dressings to overlap each other. So this is what we've got. So we've just got a pop dot on the body, and this is the legs. And we just put that on top. And then once we secure it to our card, then the legs will be able to shift back and forth, and all of this will be secure. So I'm just going to put the mummy over to the side, and the pop dot still has the backer on it so it's not sticky. I will wait to do that once we're ready to secure it to our panel. And for the panel, I was wanting to incorporate one of these sheets here. I was really leaning towards the ones at the end because it's a mummy, right? So when you think about a mummy in a tomb, there's going to be spiders and spider webs. So I think both of these are really nice and kind of play on the theme here. And that just washes away. And you see how well this one stands out? Let me just make sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and just use the spider webs. So the mummy really pops because of the contrast between the dark and the light. And I pulled some other supplies. So I've recently purchased these as well. I actually purchased these along with this from scrapbook.com, and these are the Ghost and the Trick or Treat. This card is coming shortly and you are gonna love it. It is this cute little witch with a broom, and then I have this ghost die here. So it says Happy Halloween, Boo, and then the ghost with a little trick or treat candy pumpkin. I was bringing these in because I don't have any stamps or anything for a sentiment. But anyways, I was thinking about bringing in the text for the card. And then I pulled this from Concord and Night Simply You dies because I love this scalloped die here. So what I want to do is cut the spider webs down. And then I want to run this same die through on 110 pound cardstock to build up this cardstock here. I don't know the weight of this, but it's maybe 65 pounds. So I just want to give it a little more stability and also build it up for added dimension. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run this through and then run it through again with some white cardstock. All right, so I ended up running the scalloped die here through 110 pound cardstock twice because I wanted a little more thickness there. But this is so cute. It's got, you know, the scalloped edge along with the stitching. And I feel like this is just a playful piece to add to already a playful interactive card with the pink mummy and then, you know, the dancing legs. Now I'm bringing in my card base, an A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we've got the mummy and then these 3 layers here. So what I want to do is build these up. So I got to glue them together. So just going to place glue all over. All right, it is all glued together and aligned, and I really like the thickness there. Yes, that is perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now for the little mummy. And then let's think about the text, the sentiments. So let me bring out the Happy Halloween. And then these also, it has the text and then also a shadow layer if you wanted to use that as well. I don't think I'm going to have space to add the shadow layer, but it does come with that. And these were on sale for $9.99. I thought that was a good deal, especially because it has the festive text along with it. All right, so we got the Happy Halloween or the trick or treat, And then we've got the boo. So I do kind of like the boo down on the right hand corner here, but I have to remember that I want space for the legs to sway back and forth. So I want to make sure I don't place anything too close to obstruct that. So we've got boo there. And then Happy Halloween. Barely enough space at the bottom. So let's see what it looks like split up. Uh-oh. Okay, sticking to my magnet. And that just seems kind of like too tight of a fit. So maybe something like this, but we could always put the sentiment inside and leave the panel as is. Definitely have some options there. I'm going to move these over to the side. And now that I kind of have a better idea, I'm going to go ahead and secure the panel down once again with liquid glue. Okay, excuse the head if it's in the way. Just positioning that in the center. I'm going to press it down to help it get stuck down so nothing shifts and messes up. Okay. So I need to bring in more pop dots so I can build up the rest of the body. And I'm going to use just the same ones from Dollar Tree. Oh, I forgot the eyes. Crud. But as I was saying, I'm using the same ones from the Dollar Tree because they're all the same thickness. All right, so I need to go look through my cardstock and figure out what I'm going to do with these eyes. So I decided just to go simple and I pulled some black cardstock. This is also Concord and 9th. And let me just cut a piece off and let me see if I can, yeah, I can't fit it. So let me lift up this little pop dot there. Just cutting the cardstock in little pieces. And now I'm going to take my washi tape and I'm just going to tape it down. All right, and there you have it. So I just did the eyes and the cheeks in black and just taped the cardstock to the back. Super simple. Okay, so let's bring this guy back in, this pop dot. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the backers. Okay. And this one right here is for the legs. So I'm just going to position it like that. And then grab my tweezers and use my tweezers just to hold that down in place. Because you can't glue it or the legs aren't going to move. So it just needs to be hanging freely from a pop dot. So securing it with my tweezers. And I'm going to center the mummy. That press down, and now the legs can dance. Super simple. And like I said, it's secure from that pop dot, so it's not going to go anywhere. Okay? Super simple and fun. So I actually pulled Carnation in the cardstock because that is the ink we used for the little bit of ink blending we did. And I was also thinking about the silver, but I feel like silver is going to blend in too much with the spider webs. I don't know how this is going to look, but I'm hoping I like it. So let's just kind of secure those down, and I'm going to run this through my Spellbinders real fast. All right, so let's see how this looks. And it is very dainty, so I'm going to be careful. Yeah, I think I like it. So maybe something like that, the Happy Halloween, and then we can look at some embellishments. So I'm going to use my tweezers and just use liquid glue you could definitely use spray adhesive. But what I like to do when I don't want to get my spray adhesive out, it's just a really windy day. I don't want to go outside. It's going to get everywhere. Oh, goodness. I just like to get a little bit of glue on the end of that precision tip and then kind of use the precision tip to kind of spread it out and then just continue to add a little bit of glue here and there. And just using my finger to get that pressed down, and then any of that excess glue, I'm just going to take my wax tool, the metal part, and remove that excess glue from the cardstock before it dries. All right, perfect. So now let me pull some embellishments and then we'll finish this card up. For the embellishments, I pulled these two different types. These are just silver balls, and then these are kind of like iridescent. And then the dewdrops. But I'm really, once I brought them over here and the light's hitting it, I'm really thinking these, because you've got little flecks of the pink and purple in there, and I feel like it just kind of brings everything together. So I'm thinking about doing a trio and a trio, or do I want to do the 3 again? Because I have been liking the 3. Let's do a larger one there, and then we'll pull the smallest one right there. And then I'm going to grab that same size as the first one. And maybe let's put it right there. All right, everyone, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next card or craft. Bye, guys.